Yes, democracy is good for Africa. Um, so of all the different forms of government that we have, democracy is the most perfect choice when it comes to the various forms of governance that we have. We talk about different forms of governance like monarchy and oligarchy and others. But democracy, as defined by Abraham Lincoln, is a government that is for the people, of the people, and by the people. And the reason why we want to say that democracy is the best form of government is because it is more people-centered. It is a governance that involves the people, that really gives power to the people to choose and to bring to a reflection what they understand and what they want to see the running of the country. And so that is basically a bit of an explanation of why democracy is good for Africa. Now, the power of democracy is dependent on the maturity and the strength of character of the people. Now, you ought to understand that democracy is not essentially perfect in its presentation. There are pros and cons of it. But like I said before, it is a better choice, the most perfect choice amongst the various forms of governance. Now, the reason or the very thing that would make democracy potent for a group of people, as said earlier, is the strength of character of the people. And that becomes more or less, it's what determines the weakness or the strength of this form of governance. And so there is that aspect of the leadership where those spearheading this form of governance will do so based on their expertise and the strength of their character. But even more importantly, before these people are able to advance this form of governance, they are voted into power by the people. And so really, the strength is in the people of the nation, the people of the continent. They are the ones with the true power. And so if these ones who are voting people to spearhead and to strengthen this form of governance do not have the right kind of understanding, enlightenment, and strength of character, then they are going to be making choices that is a reflection of who they are. And that is where we need to pay attention. So we ask ourselves, democracy is good for Africa, but is Africa ready? Is Africa prepared to have the right kind of democracy? So we ought to understand that in as much as more often than not, many people blame the leadership of Africa, the poverty of leadership in Africa, we ought to understand that Africa is really more of an effect than a cause. Because the people that are in governance, they do not, as it were, fall from the sky. They come from the people. And so if the people are not strengthened in values, they are not strengthened in character and maturity, then these are the same people that climb up the ladder to become the leaders. And so we must begin to focus on the value systems of the people who hold the power. When they are enlightened, when they are strengthened, when they are empowered, their choices, or the people that come into governance, is going to reflect the strength of their value systems and their character. And that is a really key thing.